Good morning, everybody. It's John from Veganism KILLS. And today's topic, we're going to talk about anthropomorphism and its obviously mental health inclinations and how it's a danger to suffer from this psychological abnormality. And a lot of people might not agree that is something psychologically abnormal, but anything that can harm or kill you is exactly psychologically abnormal. So I'm going to go through the events which I believe that shows that anthropomorphism is exactly a dangerous mental illness, and I think people who suffer from this need to have to sit down with their psychiatrist and work themselves through this problem. It's not to present themselves as a problem to the rest of the people who don't have these delusional views. And I'll explain it to you in a deep sense, and also I'm going to start doing better on my titles of the subjects that are in each video. I feel that would be more helpful. Now, anthropomorphism is the attribution of human traits, emotions, or intentions to non-human entities like animals. Now, that can actually be a deadly game that you play if you do this. An example of that would be Timothy Treadwell, the grizzly man, who, he told the bears he loved them, violated their personal space, uh, didn't realize that the instincts of an animal like that is to feed as much as it can before it had to go into hibernation in order to survive until the next cycle. And Timothy Treadwell, if you don't know who he is, you look on Wikipedia. This gentleman, he liked grizzly bears, and he attributed, human characteristics on a wild animal. Thought they should be treated in such a way, and unfortunately, the animal lacked the sentience he claimed they had. The animal acted on instinct, turned around, and proceeded to kill him and his girlfriend and consume them, along with another bear, a younger bear. And in consequence of that, not only were Timothy Treadwell and his girlfriend killed, but also the two bears that were present were also killed because Timothy Treadwell failed to recognize these are wild animals. His fairy tale attitude toward them, that they were cuddly little teddy bears, cost him his own life and the life of his girlfriend, Amy Huguenard. This is why anthropomorphism is dangerous. And again, if it's dangerous, it's because it's delusional and actually can cause you physical harm when you act on those delusional thoughts. And there's other ways that anthropomorphism that's involved in veganism has killed people. Another example is up in Canada, where vegans and animal activists insist that animals going to the slaughterhouse is the same thing as gassing children in the Holocaust, which it's not. A pig will also kill you if it gets a chance. All right. There's several deaths where the farmer went out to slop the pig, like an older farmer went out to slop the pig, or younger kids got in the pig pen, and the pigs ripped them apart and ate them. There is no sentience in brutality. And on that note, up in Canada, the woman that got herself killed, the activist, which they were all mourning, you told that woman that a pack of pigs was the same as Jewish children being shipped off to the gas chambers, heightening her emotional state to recklessly stand in front of an 18-wheeler. And she was struck and killed by the 18-wheeler because you fostered the belief that those pigs were sentient beings about the same mental acuity as a small child, were being sent to their deaths needlessly by cruel people, not Nazis. You see, that's again is anthropomorphism, where you put human characteristics on livestock. You invoke the emotions of this lady to believe that that was actually true, that these animals have the same rights as a human child, and they were being tortured cruelly. And she went overboard because she had, she's, victim of anthropomorphism, which was kindled by the rest of the animal activists. And that woman went and jumped in front of an 18-wheeler like she was saving a school bus load of school children from being killed. It's out of the realm of reality. It's delusional, and it gets people killed. Now, what I'm saying, if you think there's a person who sits there and anthropomorphizes with even a pet dog, if they do it too much, there's something wrong with them mentally. Now, I have domesticated animals. I have a cat that I'm fond of. But I'm not going to go out and murder somebody if they strike him with, if he accidentally get killed. I'm not going to demand that they be charged with murder, because I realize there's a line between human mentality and animal mentality. And I'm not going to say that somebody cruelly killed them. The cat could be, maybe one day the cat can get out of the house and then get struck by a car. And I'm supposed to go running around and want that guy to get charged with manslaughter because he killed my cat? It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous concept. It's a delusional concept. If you blur the line between treating animals like people, sooner or later you're going to treat people like animals. That's the dangerous backwash you get. It's an unhealthy, irrational thought pattern set up from in you when you're a child, when you start believing in the actual fairy tales that are being read to you in preschool, and for some reason you don't outgrow it, and you believe those attributes given to animals in the fairy tales are actually human traits, making that animal worthy to be treated as a human being. It's a mental illness. It's delusional. If you don't believe me, you go to you go out to Texas, Plano, Texas, and when you see the wild pigs over there, go pet one, see what happens to you. Try talking to it. Try doing the same thing with the wild pig that Timothy Treadwell did with grizzly bears, and you'll end up just like Timothy Treadwell. Even go into a bull corral. Go and talk to a bull and see if he wants to be your friend. If he's unfamiliar with you, they'll be scooping your trampled on remains at the bottom of that corral. They'll have to roll you up like a fruit roll-up. Animals run by instinct. They do not have feelings. If the animals had feelings, they wouldn't be so quick to turn on you and kill you without a blink of an eye. So again, this should be classified as a mental illness, because this is along the lines of an undeveloped human psyche that still believes in fairy tales, that animals have human traits. And on that note, I'm out of here, people. Do not fall into this. Do not. You're going to have, what's going to happen is these vegan activists step up their game. You're going to have them being killed by, one, the farmers whose land they trespass on. That's going to be the first thing. Then you're going to hear them I've seen them get tangled up in the farming or the livestock processing equipment, because they don't know they're around dangerous machinery. There's probably going to be a few deaths because of that. it's out of control, and it needs to stop. And if you know somebody that's dealing with this anthropomorphism, you need to take them to a psychologist and straighten out the problem before they too step in front of an 18-wheeler full of pigs. And on that note, I'm out.